What's going on, fishy friends, wherever you guys may be enjoying this pre-New Year's evening with a little bit of warm weather here in Maryland.
Yeah, it is kind of warm in here.
Our intro was a little bit deceptive. We ran the regional fishing reports intro, and this is not
shame on us.
Not a regional fishing report. Sloppy.
But surprise! What are we doing tonight, Crazy Horse? I'm excited.
We have. As what you would call them, one of our, what do you call them?
Oh, specials.
No. He's what do you call Captain Griffin?
The Beastmaster.
Yes,
one of the Beastmasters. We got like 4 of them.
We have him, one of them on tonight, Captain Stephen Griffin. Man, he helped me get on some beasts this summer, that's for sure. And we're going to go through a year of just great fishing that occurred on Griffin's Guide Service on his boat. But what else are we doing tonight, Lady C?
We're doing an auction for Lakelyn. Now, as you know, for those of you who have been following us, this holiday season, we're really gearing up and coming together as a community to support Lakelyn, the precious 5-year-old little girl from the Eastern Shore who's suffering from a rare form of brain cancer. It's basically incurable. So the fact that she's alive a year later is absolutely amazing and such a blessing. So we really want to support this family. So we're doing an auction tonight. What are we auctioning off, Crazy Horse?
Man, we are auctioning off. See, like, I can't participate in the auction. It's not fair. But we are auctioning off a walk-on trip with Captain Steve Griffin.
That's crazy.
I haven't even gotten to fish on his boat yet.
Yeah.
And we're auctioning it off.
That's crazy.
Man.
I had the pleasure of being on his boat, and it was really amazing. So we've had Walleye Pete. Now we have Steve Griffin. Who are we missing also who did a walk-on?
We just did Cole.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Amazing charter captains of the Chesapeake Bay.
Hey guys, and we continue to do this. We're riding this theme because of the generosity of all of you. We've realized this is something that you guys like to watch, that you guys like to participate in. And it's, we're trying to raise money for the Draheims.
Yes.
So we're just, we have another one of these that we're going to do. Can we talk about that one next?
Yeah.
We're going to do one with CL Marshall. We're going to do CL Marshall in the new year.
Oh my gosh.
Right in the beginning of the year. Another one that I haven't gotten to fish with yet.
Yeah. We fished alongside him. That's the closest we've gotten so far.
Yeah. But we'll have another one with CL Marshall coming up at the beginning of the year. And I think that will probably be the last one. But our goal is to I want to try to get to, we're a little over $1,000 now, totally raised. I want to try to get to, I don't know, what do you want, 3,000? 2,000.
I'm just surprised you reached 1,000. That's amazing from everybody contributing so much.
Let's set high goals.
Yeah. Hey, Carl.
Yeah, saw you come in, Eddie. How you doing?
Eddie.
But let's bring in the man right now.
Right on.
What do you think? What's going on, Captain? How are you, sir?
What's up, guys? Doing good.
Well, I said it wasn't going to be a regional fishing report, but it would be kind of silly to have you on. Who, I mean, you texted me the other day that you went to basically Virginia Beach and back. I mean, that's probably not a good thing. But you ran like what, 120 miles last week?
I'm looking at my fuel bill right now, and it's hurting. But yeah,
sure it is.
We've been putting in some miles trying to find some unicorns, some giants. And
well, let's just do a quick report. How's that been going? Have you had any success? What's been working? What's not?
So it started looking real good before this cold snap hit right at Christmas, and water temps dropped like a rock. And then I really struggled this week with water temps, 38 degrees, and under 40 is usually pretty tough. But so, I mean, we still caught fish, but we worked for it, and the guys on the boat were grinding for them. But it's warming up pretty good this weekend. I'm really excited for the next few days.
Yeah.
It's going to be in the high 50s. It's crazy.
I would think that what's going on, CL? We were just talking about you. Yeah, I would imagine, these today, I believe it crept up into the 50s.
Yeah,
so,
nice.
I mean, it's not like the spring where you get a warm string of 70-degree days and the water temperature jumps up 10 degrees. But these 50-degree days will cause it to bump up some, right?
No doubt. No doubt. The sun's not as hot as the summer, so that's hurting us a little bit. But I do think that we'll be right where we need to be. Typically, the warm-up days in the last few years that I've been chasing these things, warm-up days usually pretty good.
Yeah. What's going on, Miggs? How are you, sir? Good to see you. What about running back up into the shallows? Do you think it could ever get warm enough to,
Good question.
where on a day like New Year's Eve, where it's supposed to be almost 60 degrees, after several days in the 50s, do you think you might creep back up into the shallow water, or am I giving away your secrets?
That's no secret. I mean, that's something I want to look into, no doubt. I think you and I both know a guy who knows a lot about that.
Yeah.
And I actually was thinking the other day about calling him and just picking his brain because I definitely think that's a good option. Typically, the shallows will warm up quicker because the sun's hitting them, and they also cool down faster. So I noticed in the creeks where we launched the boat, water temps were 4 degrees cooler than they were out in the main stem of the bay after that cold snap. But the same thing, vice versa, will happen in a hot spell. So
yeah,
the fish know that they can find that warm water wherever they're comfortable.
Yeah.
I have something. Since, we have a lot of people chiming in, I just want to remind everyone with scrolling at the bottom of the screen, this show is really for Lakelyn and trying to support her family during this holiday season. So we're doing an auction, and we are doing
a walk-on trip with Captain Griffin, who you see here with us.
Beastmaster.
Steve's just chimed in with the opening salvo. Hey, Steve, how are you, sir?
We got a bid already.
$100.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks for starting the bidding there. But yeah, this is, we're going to talk fishing. Well, there goes CL.
Well, I like to connect the dots a little bit before we get into fishing.
Yeah.
So I had the pleasure of being on Steve's boat, and what I realized about him is that you really connect with giving back all year. I was on your boat with representing Lucky and Blessed, who also reach out to give back to the community as well. So I really appreciated that about you and what you do with your charter service. Can you share a little bit about your experience with maybe Lucky and Blessed and maybe other organizations or things that you're doing to help the community out, help kids, as we're connecting this with Lakelyn tonight?
Yeah, so I've done several trips now with in events with Anglers. Has a great program, Angler Sports Center in Annapolis, combos for kids, and they bring all kinds of groups.
Aww.
I feel like that guy was awesome. They bring all kinds of groups on the boat.
Look at that one.
And that's so both those kids, that was probably the same week of fishing, and both those young boys caught those fish themselves on topwater. And there's nothing better than putting kids on a good topwater bite because it's so visual, it's so much fun, and I think I like big fish like eating topwater. So
this is the combos for kids one, right?
Yeah, that's combos for kids. So anything from some inner city Baltimore kids that just never get a chance to get out on the water, to that was like a soccer team that we took out. And it's an awesome event. They bring kids out and get them into fishing because that they probably would never be exposed to that if it wasn't for Combos for Kids. And I'm happy to be a part of it. It's a lot of fun, very rewarding.
You also provide a safe environment and a good role model, so we appreciate that you do that.
Thank
I've
you.
been in Baltimore, and some of those launches are just dangerous. Here, we really are fortunate to have safe launches where it's clean, and we don't have to worry about looking behind our back. But I really appreciate all the work that you do all year round to help children.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys you guys are putting a lot of work into, and I appreciate it, and I'm happy to be a part of that as well.
Thank you.
Well, you had, you did a lot of work for the community this year, some of which we just saw, but you had an amazing year. Just, from our standpoint, we had you on the show once. I think prior to the redfish blitz of 2022, and not to make you blush, but I have a little bit of a story to tell about this. We sort of met through the first time that you came on the show. I know Lady C's fish on your boat.
Amazing.
Sean, I'll update the ticker in just a second. But thank you for your bid. But I went down there on the Merwin, named after my late father, that Lady C and I fish off the time. It's fish off all the time, but it's a little 15-foot whaler, and I'm around all these giant boats, and everyone's looking for the reds, but I'm paying attention to what's going on, and they're all kind of like sitting there not doing anything, watching your boat.
They're waiting for you to move.
And then you would sit up there on that tower and take off, and then all of a sudden you see 30 to 40 boats just haul butt in that direction. And then of course I was going to do the same, right?
We actually did.
They're going, yeah, we did.
Might as well. Everybody else is doing it.
And then you get to the spot, and it's like you see the water frothing with the redfish just boiling that water.
Wow.
But I got to tell you, I've never seen anything like that where you have. And I'm sure these guys had hummingbirds as well.
Oh, yeah.
But where you had everyone following one guy, it was the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Yes. That's cool. We have, you mentioned that Sean Fenwick.
Yeah, I'm updating.
Okay, thank you, Sean, for your generous donation. Of course, the prize is amazing, right? So thank you so much.
But let's
You did get on some nice fish that day, didn't you?
Yeah, we got a couple of bulls in the boat, and probably one of the best fish I've ever caught was a 53-inch cobia.
That's a hammer.
Yeah, I mean, it was my buddy was on a redfish, and I was trying to get all the lines in, and he looks over the bow, and he's like, "There's a cobia following that redfish up." I don't know why fish do that. It's like the weirdest thing in the world.
Why they come up with each other?
Like, you're in trouble, kind of thing. I don't know what it is.
We ended up catching a lot of cobia towards the end of the season off of redfish schools, which was a lot of fun. Switch this thing up. Never know what you got on the end of the line.
Yeah. Well, I have a question for you. So since we're auctioning off a walk-on trip, what should people expect? Like, what are the things we can refer to? I know because I've been on your boat.
So walk-on trip, you're obviously going to be on a trip with a couple other anglers, and I got to tell you, the group of anglers, ladies and men that come on my boat are just awesome. I'm very fortunate to have awesome clients, and it's usually walk-on trips. I'm starting to really like them because everybody gets on the boat and they're best friends 5 minutes into the trip. And it's a lot of fun because everybody knows each other, and somehow, fishing community is big but small in the same breath. So, we'll be going fishing. You can use this walk on anytime. So I think we're going to go through kind of what our year is, and the great thing about the Chesapeake is we've got such a diverse fishery. So anywhere from speckled trout, perch. We don't do a lot of perch, but all the way up to the cobia and bull reds, and now big rockfish is what we're chasing right now. So it's a lot of fun, all kinds of different techniques, and hopefully we'll have time to go through all that today.
For sure.
Not a chance, but
well, really quick, because I want to
We'll
round this up a minute. So for people who've never fished before, you know, somehow that might be a winner tonight, right? Someone who's never fished. Do they need to bring anything?
Nope. Bring a snack and some water, whatever. Well, I got water on the boat, but whatever you want to drink. And I'm happy to start from scratch and get you going. Hopefully we can have you fishing like a pro by the end of the day. I've got all the gear. I've got high-end gear on the boat. So you don't have to feel any need to bring anything. Bring yourself and let's go fishing.
Right on.
There's no lie there. I mean, you spared no expense when you put that boat together. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's all.
Oh.
It's all. I mean, I've always been a gear geek, and the stuff I put on my boat for my charters, a lot. Everybody told me I was crazy, but it's nicer stuff than I actually fished with before I started this business, and that's how I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be just no excuses. We're not using any cheap gear. We're going after fish of a lifetime almost every day. So I don't want to have any excuses, any reason for that fish to be lost. We're using good gear.
Right on. I love that. Fish of a lifetime. That's what you.
It really is. It's. I'm spoiled because I get to see it quite often. But I mean, people come from all over the country,
yeah.
Especially for these redfish, for the stripers. We're lucky. We're very fortunate.
Very true. That's true.
So you know, all this nice gear that you got made it through the whole year, I'm guessing. But let's start back, you know, at the beginning of the year. When does your fishing season start?
My fishing season doesn't stop.
Okay.
This year my fishing season started not till about March because I lost some lower units, and due to the whole shipping container fiasco last year, I was out for a couple months, and I couldn't find a used one either. Mm-hmm. So, well, two. I need two, unfortunately. But so we started up early March, and we haven't stopped. And I don't plan on stopping. I'll probably, as long as the weather's good and the boat ramps are open and not frozen solid, we'll be going out.
Well, some of the earliest pictures I have are some of these big chunky stripers that look like they didn't skip any meals over the winter.
No, that's I think that was May. That was May. May's a great time. Big transition period though. There's
wow. Look at the head on that fish. Huge.
That's the biggest rockfish that's been on that boat so far.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say that rockfish would probably be heavier in October than it was in this picture. I mean,
it was heavy, very heavy. Yep, same thing.
While we're in May, and we're going to go through the year if we can get there. I really hope we can get there at least to July because there's an epic video that I want to show everyone. If you've never been on the water when the redfish are boiling, stick around for that because at least you'll get to see it on video. But what are your strategies in May overall?
May's a big transition period. So I would say the first few days, maybe the first week of May, I'm still trying to catch the tail end of those migratory stripers that are here. That last picture you just showed, that I think was opening day this year, which is May 1st. And yeah, we're still trying to catch those while they're here. And then from there, once they start to fizzle out, which they already are, I'll start transitioning into, there's a little bit of shallow water action going on. There's some deep water action going on. I had some really good bites this year in May, but all rockfish. And that's what we're going after. Ledges. They're starting to school up pretty good. So it's a fun time.
Yeah, ledges, Justin Beam. So let's roll into June. So what's the situation in June? What fish are coming in? What fish are migrating? What's going on?
June, we're still rockfish is getting really good. Um, Starting to see a lot of top water as the temps warm up. Starting to get a lot of nice top water fish.
Oh,
That's another top water fish there. And we're also starting to see speckled trout.
yes.
So I'm moving shallow. Sometimes there's a good open water bite. Usually there is a good open water bite. But personally, I love shallow water fishing. It's technical. It's very rewarding. Sometimes, believe it or not, sometimes you can actually see the fish eat in the Chesapeake Bay, which most people think it's just so dirty, but you can see in some of those pictures there is some beautiful water that can be found, and there's really nice fish in it.
Wow.
Hey, Alan.
Batista.
Giving you a shout out.
Thanks, Alan. That means a lot.
Well, we made it to July, and let's throw up some of these July pictures because there's some pretty epic ones that get in here.
Oh, he's too precious.
The kids are adorable, obviously.
So early July is so good for trout and topwater fishing. It's just awesome, shallow water.
And then as we move through July a little bit,
look at the transition there.
The monsters. I mean, and I noticed when I was uploading this picture, the number of spots this particular redfish has on it. I mean, that's crazy. Usually they get like one or two.
Yeah, it looks like a map on that fish. It leads to somewhere.
So, you've kind of developed a reputation for, really specializing in these bull reds, whether you like it or not. But walk us through your strategy for that without giving away the keys to the kingdom.
So a lot of it has to do with it's a passion. I mean, if I had to give only fish for one fish for the rest of my life, give me bull reds in the Chesapeake Bay, July and August. That's all I want. But because it's a passion, I really try to dissect it. I worked really hard. I set up my boat for it. When I bought this boat, the hull of my boat is set up for sonar, and so it will read at high speeds, and it does. I cover a lot of ground when I'm looking for these fish, and I'm able to do it effectively because of the boat. So that is a big plus, and it helps out a lot. And just grinding, knowing where to look, patterns. I'm fortunate to be out there every day during that season. I've got a lot of great clients that share that passion with me, and that helps. Certainly helps to be out there every day. Good gear, great clients, and just some experience. I mean, that's literally blood, sweat, and tears what I put into those fish, and it's fun.
Well, I will say that just to explain what you sort of said, to break it down a little bit, when he means he can read at high speeds, he's not kidding. Like, he's got side imaging that goes out 250 each direction.
I'm running at 300 feet,
and he can see fish on his side imaging at like 25 miles an hour. Is that accurate?
But coolest story I have from this year was 30. I was running, pretty much going home, 30 miles an hour, marked fish at 200 feet, turned on them, got them. The thing about redfish, as long as you know what you're looking for, you're not going to miss it. A school of 1,000 redfish is going to look like shoreline. You're not going to miss it. At high speeds, it's just a tiny blip on your chart or on your sonar because it's there and gone. But just being on the water a lot and seeing that a lot, I train my eye, and I train my eye every day. Literally, I go out. Oh, nope, that's not them. That's bait. It takes a lot of training, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Oh.
It's a challenge, certainly a challenge. They are not easy to find. Needle in a haystack out there.
For sure. What I appreciate about you, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm trying to remember from our show, because I normally have notes, I don't have them with me tonight. Your success went leaps and bounds in a very short time. And you started your service, your charter service, what year again?
This is my first full year.
Yes.
Full
Look at
time.
that. It's insane. And I think what I remember about you when you were younger, you maybe fished a little bit, but you didn't start seriously fishing until you got older. Am I remembering that correctly?
That's correct.
So your reputation and what service you provide as a charter captain, leaps and bounds in a short amount of time. I think that's a record for the Chesapeake Bay, and just not being a business, but being a great angler. So that's amazing.
Pretty impressive. We're just blowing this guy's head up tonight.
No. I look.
Speaking the truth.
It is true. It is true.
I mean, I am blown away with how well everything's gone this year. The response that I've gotten from my clients. I've got a steady 5-star review right now, which I didn't think.
That was another thing. 5 stars. Yeah.
You know, everybody's been pretty happy. I get questions all the time. Oh, what about all the people that are mad? I'm like, nobody's ever been mad on my boat.
Yeah. Does our rating of your performance tonight go into that?
Sure. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe not. We should leave that to fishing. I'm not a good talker.
Good answer. But I don't say this necessarily to blow his head up, right?
Oh,
he knows he's really good. He works really hard, like he says. But it's really to inform our audience, because our audience is not always from this area. Mm-hmm. So as we're still doing the auction, everybody, I just want to let everybody know what you're getting here. This is a quality charter captain on the Chesapeake Bay with an amazing reputation, who gets you on great fish. I mean, I always say this too. And if you're going to be stuck on a boat 4 to 8 hours, maybe 9 or 10 with somebody, good personality, sense of humor, just a great around all guy to be on the boat with. I mean, I learned so much. I had a great time. You mentioned earlier about forming new bonds, right? And there was a gentleman on the boat I never met before. He was amazing. You know, the young lady and her father that we were on the boat with. I mean, it was his first time fishing in a long time, and he was in the Navy. So you never know what you're going to get or experience when you go fishing. It's not just, you know, great fish, but meeting great people. That's a great shot too. Yeah.
I can't find it.
Oh, where'd it go?
Oh, there's Christine.
There she is.
There she is. That was
Love that lady. Love her. She had an amazing time. I mean, I get really excited about fishing. She beats me. She was
so much fun.
Yeah. So.
Can I show the video? I'm so excited. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited about this.
I watched it over and over again myself.
Steve, if you want a voiceover, as soon as the video starts, you have to unmute yourself because it's automatically going to mute you. So if you wanted a voiceover, you can. If you want to just let the video play, you can do that too.
All right. I'm gonna let that drag sing a little bit. You guys can listen to that music to your ears.
Oh my goodness!
The water can boil.
I'm just gonna leave it as a moment of silence.
I mean,
that's fun.
Let's
get excited on that.
If you weren't sure, that wasn't a wave coming in. Like
a funny story. I took one of my best friends from forever. I took him fishing on a Sunday. He saw the big redfish, and he wanted to go. And I usually don't fish on a Sunday, but I told him I'd take him and his wife and her family out. And we're running, and I see these fish boiling like that. And he says, "Steve, are you going to run over that sandbar?" I said, "That's not a sandbar, Josh. That's fish."
Wow.
That's how big it was.
Yeah,
it looked like a sandbar.
Who runs over sandbars? I mean,
that was fun. We have that video.
You must have been trying to get to a secret spot or something, a good place.
I think he was showing off. We started dating in that video.
Oh, actually, that was a different time.
Oh, okay, that was the second
That'll
time.
do it.
Yeah, I've hit a few of them, I guess. You know, it gets.
Yes.
I really think if you haven't hit a sandbar or something when you're trying to explore Bloodsworth, you just haven't done it yet. You know,
You're not living.
like you're not living unless you had to get out of the boat in your underwear and push it out of push it off the sandbar.
If the skegs on your boat still have their paint on them, you're not fishing hard enough.
Right. Well, it is 8:01, and
Wow, we covered so much. There's so much more to say.
But we were supposed to get to December, Captain, and we got to July.
July, August is when the redfish show up.
August was pretty amazing. I mean, there were some pretty impressive pictures. And while we do a going once and all that, I will show some additional pictures.
Oh.
As we do a going once.
I'm going to drag it out a little bit.
Yeah, drag it out.
That's a 53 right there.
So again, everybody, we're auctioning off for Lakelyn, and the highest bidder gets a walk-on trip with Captain Griffin. One of the most sought-out captains on the Chesapeake Bay, if you didn't catch me saying that in my video with him.
That's quadrupled up.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's on redfish season is just special. It's nothing to have 6 people hooked up on bull reds or everybody on the boat hooked up. It's really hard to miss when they're doing what you saw in that video.
And those aren't clouds in the background. Those are actually splashes from the redfish.
Check out the guy on the left. He was throwing a plug. He just wanted to catch one on top water.
That's a top water. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason why that wouldn't work when they're boiling like that.
All right, going twice. Get your bid in. Oh, yep.
Got one.
Right on.
Thank you, guys.
Yes.
And
dun, dun, dun.
Going 2.5 times. Oh, 350 to Christine Cipriano.
1 Mississippi.
Yeah, we'll do a 3 Mississippi. 1 Mississippi.
That's too
2
fast.
Mississippi.
That's too fast.
3 Mississippi and close.
Ah,
right.
Yay.
Let me take that picture down so we can see people's faces. I need more hands for this. Let's see. Christine Cipriano Figliozzi, thank you so much. That name is familiar. We know them very well.
Yes.
So let me update the.
Big is an amazing person to go fishing with.
He is. He
Learned
is.
so much from that gentleman.
If you want to close this out,
yes.
update the ticker.
Yes. So everyone, thanks for tuning in tonight. Again, this auction was for Lakelyn, the precious little 5-year-old girl who is suffering from an incurable brain cancer, and she's still alive. So a lot of amazing things happening on the show tonight. The winner gets to go out with Captain Griffin, which is amazing. So we want to say thank you to everybody, and we're going to be doing another auction, aren't we?
We have one left with Captain Marshall, who chimed in here.
That's
tonight.
Amazing. We got
CL
some amazing
Marshall.
people. It's crazy.
You guys have got a stacked group of captains. There's no doubt about that.
Oh my goodness!
I'm honored to be a part of these guys.
We are honored to have you. That's crazy.
And it's not just in this region. You know, Lady C and I talk about it all the time. The group of people, Eloy from South Florida just chimed in a second ago.
He's amazing too.
I mean, high quality, outstanding fishermen. Hardworking,
family man.
High character. Yeah.
Former military.
The group of people that we have, it's kind of like you were saying about your customers. We're just very fortunate.
Well, several of them are your followers and subscribers, and you know when they get on the boat and say they watch. We talk about your show and your channel, and I'm like, well, of course you do. Of course you watch their show.
Aww.
Oh, we appreciate that.
They're good people. They're all good people.
We're nothing without our audience, right? So again, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Do you have any last words, Crazy Horse?
We got one more on, I think that's next week, next Thursday. And then, do you want to talk about the Crazy Horse Fishing Hour starting here?
Oh yeah, I'm super excited about this. So we're rolling back into our Crazy Horse Fishing Hour season, and it starts January 10th, I believe.
Yeah, and what's the difference between that and sort of our regional fishing report?
Oh, huge. So we have, not that this isn't amazing, right? But we have a very unique show this time around. We have people from Florida. We may have someone as far as Washington State that fishes Alaskan waters, which is amazing. We have obviously local people. I'm not going to mention names right now, though, but we have some really, I mean, we can throw out a name.
Oh, we don't need to, but we can save that.
Okay, good. I like keeping
But
things
like
secret.
we're having somebody come on from a major sonar company.
Oh yes.
That's gonna help a lot of you guys learn to read side imaging and down imaging, and learn how to calibrate your units.
That's big. Huge.
So I was just talking to one of my friends today that was asking, about some help with that, and I was like, I'm okay at it, but there are better people.
Yeah, that's
we're gonna have one of them on.
We have someone who does ice fishing. I love this because I want to, I always talk about our show expanding, not just expanding region, but expanding the diversity of fishing experience. Ice fishing, Alaskan fishing, which is crazy. We may try to connect to someone in a different country. So it's going to be really exciting this time around. Last year was exciting. I'm super excited about this season.
Bigger.
Tune in.
Better. It's going to be as big as one of Captain Griffin's redfish.
That's huge.
That's huge.
Yeah. So definitely tune in. Again, we're nothing without everyone who tunes in. So thank you so much for that. And we definitely appreciate everybody who tunes in.
Peace out, fishy friends.
Fish
Thank
on.
you, guys.
Bye-bye.
I don't have the rollout video.
Oh, we're not rolling out. That was awkward.
Yeah. I'm not ready at all.
Bloopers.
I was caught in that compliment that Griffin gave me. I was just like blushing over here. Bye, y'all.